Hey guys, welcome to another video from Drones, Flights, and Reviews. And today we are going to be doing a comparison between the SEMA X5C-1 drone, that is this drone right here, and this, and then the next drone we are going to be doing is the Cheerwing CW4 drone, and we're going to be doing a comparison between which drone is better for you to get and which one you might want to get to be able to kind of be a beginner and see how you like it. So, by the way, both of these drones are toy drones. They're like cheap plastic. They they're just fun to fly. Um, they both can do flips, so you can maneuver them. You can make them do flips in the air. Both have cameras. So see how right here, this is the SEMA X5C-1. And you can see this thing right here. This is the camera, and it shoots in HD 1080p or some sort of HD. And this is the Cheerwing, and this is the camera for the Cheerwing, and it shoots in 720p. Now, when I reviewed these videos, it shows the video pretty well, and it records pretty well. I honestly think that the Cheerwing drones video is better than the SEMA drones. But I mean, I've had SEMA drones for many, many, many years, so you know. So let's see. So another thing to notice with this one, this is the SEMA again. When it's like this, you can see that the camera is kind of tilted down. So that's one thing when you're flying, it kind of angles more to the ground, so that's more of what you see. If not, you would want to actually tilt it up more, because when you're going forward, since this doesn't have a gimbal on this drone, you would want to be able to see more level. So this drone right here, this is the Cheerwing again. Its camera is pretty flat and level, and it's actually adjustable. You just move it around with your finger. The range of these two drones, they're pretty different. So the SEMA actually has a much better range, and the range is how far you can get, the distance you can get. It's just another word for it. So this guy can get above the trees, and it can go pretty far. And the controller, it's pretty good. And then this is the Cheerwing. It can only go about, it can't even go above the trees. So I would suggest the Cheerwing more for like beginner, because one, it's heavier and it won't get blown around much if you're flying it in the wind, so it can give you better practice. And two, I mean, you don't really need to go above the trees to be able to be a beginner. So I would recommend this one more for a beginner. But the next thing is the motors. You guys probably won't know much about motors, but these are brushed motors. Both of these have brushed motors, so they will not last as long if they were brushless motors. Brushless, you know. These chips, the chips, you're probably like, huh? What do you mean chips? Well, right here, see that black slot? If you press in and let go, out comes this thing. This is a chip. Now that is what stores the videos and photos that you take on this guy. On the Cheerwing, it's right on the side. I can take it out for you. Now these chips can store different different kinds of videos, like on this one's for the Cheerwing. It says 4 gig. You won't really get this, but it stores 4 gigs of videos and photos that you can take. Both of these chips are 4 gig chips, and they just slide in. And whenever you take a video, it'll just store it on that chip. You can plug it into a chip reader and plug it into your computer and watch the videos. So another thing is the landing. So one thing that I don't really like about the Cheerwing is that when you land it, it always wants to fall forward. That's one thing that Cheerwing did not do a very good job on, was these funky landing gears. So they're kind of flimsy, and it's funny, like, sometimes I can get it to land straight up, but usually it'll tilt forward and fall down. But that's only when you're landing, but the flight is okay. The SEMA right here, these are its landing gears. They're easily changeable. You can just pop them right out. They look like that, and you can just plop them right back in. And can just pop them right back in, and it's a nice flat surface. They're not too big, so it won't fall forward. And yeah, it's pretty good. The colors on the SEMA, I think it's a little bit more decorative than the Cheerwing, but I mean, the colors don't really matter. All it really says is just Cheerwing, and that's pretty much it. The colors, and then there's also lights, like right here, and there, and there, and there. Those are lights to kind of know what position you're in. The SEMA has those too. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yeah, and then the speeds. So the Cheerwing and the SEMA have speeds, but the SEMA, it can only go from low speed to high speed. And what I mean by that is it can go from like a pretty low speed. So if you put it forward as far as it'll go pretty slow. And then if you put it on the high speed, if you push it forward, it'll go as fast as it can go. The SEMA only has low and high, but the Cheerwing, it has low, medium, and high. So you probably would start off at low, go to medium when you're a little bit more experienced, and then finally to high, which is its fastest speed, and you can get used to it. And lastly, we have flying abilities. So what I mean by that is how well it does in the air. Now at the start of this stream, I kind of said how the Cheerwing is a little bit more bulky, and it positions better in the air. Same with this guy, except he's kind of smaller, and he doesn't hover as well. Also, if you look at the controller, it's over here. I'll get it just a quick sec, guys. It looks like this. So the throttle is this one. As you can see, like if I put it back down, it goes back into the middle, just like that. So that's called altitude hold. So that means it'll go up, and then when you let go, it'll just stay in that spot. With this one, here, let me get the controller for the SEMA. It does not have that. So this is the throttle stick, which will go high and low. It does not have altitude hold. So it kind of moves around a little bit. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, I'll see you next time on Drones, Fights, and Reviews. And that was just the comparison between the SEMA X5C-1 drone, the upgraded version, and the Cheerwing CW4 drone, which are both known to be beginner drones, just to see which one is really the best beginner drone, because, well, sometimes they say they're good beginner drones and sometimes they're really not. So yeah, guys, I would definitely recommend the Cheerwing, and then SEMA for a little bit more experienced. So yeah, guys, I'll see you next time on Drones, Flights, and Reviews. And yeah, it's time to end the stream. So see you later.